Yellow Productions presents
the best sandy beaches with easy access on the island of Kauai in Hawaii. I'm Chris, this is Topher, this is Yellow Productions. We do travel guides that are fun, informative, and entertaining. And in this video, we're going to be sharing with you some of the best sandy beaches that are easy to get to in Kauai. Where before we went to Kauai, we didn't realize that Kauai actually has very few sandy beaches with easy parking, bathrooms, lifeguards, and that are good to swim at. So we're going to tell you where those few places are. The first one we're going to start with is the beach that we're at, and this is the Poipu Beach Park. It is on the South Shore, kind of in the center of the South Shore, amongst a lot of the hotels and resorts. This is one of Kauai's idyllic beaches, one of the most popular on the South Shore of Kauai. It's two crescent-shaped beaches, nice sand. The sea turtles often come up here. It's protected by a rock jetty, which also makes it good for snorkeling when it's not too windy. There's also an island in the middle that protects some of the waves as well. There's ample parking, bathrooms, a lifeguard tower. Oh, and did I mention there's wild chickens? There's wild chickens in most of the beaches in this video. All right, let's go check out some of the other easy beaches to park and swim at. All right, here we go. And just continuing on from the Poipu Beach Park, there's the Marriott Beach Club and the Sheraton. There's kind of sandy beaches that extend all along this way to the Sheraton. They're not as calm, they get a little bit more waves. I should also mention, in the beaches it can be pretty windy in Kauai, so make sure if you're putting your towels down and things like that, you put some weights on them, otherwise they're gonna fly away and your stuff won't be here anymore. Another great big sandy beach on the South Shore of Kauai in Poipu, in front of the Grand Hyatt Poipu, is Shipwreck Beach. This beach is famous because there was a shipwreck that wrecked upon it, but it's a big, wide, sandy beach. There's a lot of rocks in it, so not super good for swimming. Really popular for surfing and boogie boarding by the cliff over there. It has also been a popular spot for cliff diving. Justin Bieber is famous for having dove over there. But if you just like sand, you want to walk on the sand, then check out Shipwreck Beach in front of the Grand Hyatt. The closest nice beach to Lahui Airport is Kalapaki Beach. This beach right here, easy to find because it's in front of the Marriott, that big ugly pink building behind me. And this beach is nice because it's a big wide sandy stretch of beach. There's a beachfront path in front of it for biking or walking. Right next to it is Duke's Restaurant, a famous restaurant. But this beach, if we pan over this way, it's really popular for swimming, stand-up paddleboarding, and it's also the cruise ship terminal. You can see the cruise ships come in back there. So if you're coming in or out of a cruise, this will be your closest beach. But one of the best beaches for ultra-protected swimming is Lydgate Beach Park. It's on the east shore, and it is super protected because it has a big rock thing around the whole area where you can swim. There's two pools. There's the adult pool and the KK pool, or the kids pool. But as you can see here, the waves are really, really choppy. It's really, really windy. And so it's nice to get in that protected thing to swim and not have to worry about the waves and the pounding surf. Lydgate Beach also has lifeguards, bathrooms, plenty of parking, picnic areas, and for the little kiddos, a pretty big children's playground. If you're looking to ride a bicycle while you're on Kauai, Lydgate Park is a great place to do it. It's got this non-motorized vehicle path, runs along the water, runs along the other side of the hotel, pretty wide, and this is one of the few places I've actually seen people riding a bike. I've seen a lot of bike lanes striped on the streets, but almost nobody riding in those because those are good places to get run over. This place looks pretty nice and right along the water. One of the coolest beaches on the North Shore is right below the St. Regis Princeville. It's the Puu Poa Beach. It's a little hard to get to, but there is a parking lot with about 8 or 9 spots right in front. If you can't get those, the St. Regis will valet park your car for free. But it's cool because this is little pocket sandy beach, calm waves, protected by a reef, and it kind of feels really just kind of away from everything, like your own personal little beach here. Now, I guess if you're staying at the St. Regis, it's even better because then you've got the pool and the beach chairs. Not a lot of beaches in Kauai have chairs on the beach, so if you do want one of those, then check out the St. Regis because there's chairs on the sand here. The North Shore has some of the best beaches on Kauai because they're some of the most secluded, lush, and protected in the summer. In the winter, they can be pretty choppy, but the access to the North Shore beaches, some of the hardest because there's not a lot of parking, and a lot of the beaches on this side, you have to like walk down steep cliffs and steep hiking trails. So probably not a lot of videos on the North Shore in this video because I'm all about beaches with access that you can get to easily. But again, this one at the St. Regis is it's pretty easy because you can just park in front of it and you don't have to hike down a long way, either staircase or the elevators. One point, this side of the island, because it's wetter, there's like way more mosquitoes. So bring your mosquito repellent or your hand ready to slap. The other big sandy beach with easy access on the North Shore is Hanalei Bay. This bay right here, it's a big crescent-shaped bay. There's like 4 different beaches that are on it. It's famous because movies were shot here. The best place to park if you're coming here is at the Hanalei Beach Park. There's bathrooms, a lifeguard tower, a parking lot right there, and you can access the whole bay. Down this way, there's a famous pier on the bay. In the summer, it's calm for swimming. In the winter, it's a popular boogie boarding and surfing spot. And this beach also, North Shore, I will say, it's pretty natural. So there's a bunch of stuff that's like washed up on it and logs and sticks, but I think that gives it the appeal of the natural and rugged North Shore. If the beach at the St. Regis, which is just up the hill behind me, seem too manicured for you, well, come down the hill to Hanalei Beach. Hanalei Beach is very natural, and all these things were things that I found on the beach. I found some bamboo, I found a stick, I found a coconut, and I found a palm frond. And I didn't even put it like this. And apparently at this beach, you can actually park right on the sand. Just to the side of the pier, there were tons of cars parked right on the beach. That makes for extra plenty of parking. Just north of Wailua town is Anahola Beach. Anahola Beach, it's a crescent-shaped bay. There's more locals that come here, but I'll tell you, this is actually a pretty nice beach. Maybe not today because I'm here on a cold day, but I could see how this would be nice on a warm day. Lifeguard towers, bathrooms, huge parking lot. The parking lot is dirt, so be slow when you come through it. But there's, you know, just another one of these great combinations between grass and beach and trees. And so this would be a great beach to come to on a hot day because there's lots of shade from the trees in front of the beach. So you may be thinking to yourself, these beaches in Kauai look pretty nice. Don't they all look like this? They don't all look like this. Let me tell you, a lot of the beaches in Kauai look like this. Stones, wood washed up. I mean, just try walking down this beach. I mean, I need shoes on to walk down here because I'd get impaled by some of the sticks. You wouldn't see yourself swimming or even sunbathing here. This is where I have to give my obligatory safety plug. There are lots of people that drown every year in Hawaii, and so almost on every beach, even if they don't have lifeguards, they have these yellow things that you could throw to people to help save them. And then when they do have lifeguards, they'll often have signs that tell you, past this side, then you're on your own. If you're not a safe ocean swimmer, then make sure you're in one of the lifeguarded beaches. A lot of the Kauai beaches have these nifty maps. Speaking of safety, they'll tell you where the shore break is, where the rip currents are, and so you can take a look at this to get a good overview of where the beach is, maybe where some of the safer places are, where some of the rescue tubes, and where the lifeguards are. All right, well that wraps up my video, and so with that, I'll say thank you for watching. If this is your first time here on Yellow Productions, you enjoyed it, and you'd like to see more every week, click this yellow ball to subscribe. Otherwise, click here and here to watch some of my other videos in my Kauai series. Links in the description are also below. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.